Well, hello. Welcome back to. I still actively don't know what to call this. I just title it "WWE with Puddy" every time. I should
Yeah,
think
I
of
tried
some
to think
name.
of something as well, but I'm finding it difficult too.
We're gonna do. I don't know. There's too much shit that doesn't connect. I think to just call it one thing.
Yeah,
Um.
probably. I think if anybody has any suggestions in Twitch chat or YouTube chat, feel free to hit us
mm,
up.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Either way, we're here. It's the Survivor Series 2004. It's the last unbranded pay-per-view spectacular.
I like to think of them as co-branded rather than unbranded.
You really gonna do that to
Well, I
me?
just think unbranded implies that neither brand is giving it, embodying it. Whereas I think co-branded implies all the stars are here.
It's fine. It's fine. There is because we have uh, B-list celebrity. Uh,
I'm being told in chat that maybe the guy who played Hulk's dad in the 2003 The Incredible Hulk film.
all right, that's the guy. We'll get him. Um, and we have our special set. Also, we have eight matches
Yes.
for tonight. Uh, we've got Charlie Haas versus Christian for the Intercontinental Championship. Christian held a peep show which featured Charlie Haas, in which he brutally attacked Charlie Haas verbally, uh, claiming that Charlie Haas was the weak link of the world's greatest tag team, and that he asked Charlie what it felt like to always be left behind, because Shelton always gets all these opportunities that Charlie doesn't. However, tonight Charlie himself is getting an opportunity that Shelton hasn't had for a minute, as he could possibly become Intercontinental Champion.
He would follow in the footsteps of his tag team partner by holding both the Intercontinental and the World Tag Team Championships at the same time.
That's very much true. We have for SmackDown, the big SmackDown match for the night. WWE Heavyweight Champion of the World, John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL, taking on Chavo Guerrero. Chavo won a Battle Royal back in October, uh, became number one contender, and I think from there, they've just really been going back and forth at each other. JBL's continuously provoked Chavo. Chavo and Edge have beaten the Basham brothers. Chavo stood up for himself. He has the heart of a warrior. Edge was extremely supportive, which leads me into Edge versus Orlando Jordan, the loser of which will be banned from ringside during the Chavo Guerrero JBL match. And that stipulation is going to get very important when you hear about one of our Survivor Series matches tonight, and also the fact that Danny Basham might not exist anymore. I guess we kind of forgot to write him off. Danny Basham, who knows where Danny
Oh no, we
Basham
mentioned
is?
Daddy Basham.
We showed Danny Basham.
Yeah, JBL mentions him.
It's fair. It's just like, why wouldn't he help
JBL
JBL?
doesn't want Danny Basham's help.
He doesn't want Danny
Danny
Basham.
Basham's help is more likely to cause harm than
Get away, Danny.
Danny Basham is more likely to fuck it up than he is to actually help. All right.
That's fair. We have Mark Henry versus The Big Show, which was set up when The Big Show returned and talked about how he was the baddest, biggest son of a bitch on the block. And Mark Henry, who had been week after week proving his status as the world's strongest man, Henry came out and just stared down The Big Show, made his case very clear. These two going at it tonight. We have, obviously, the main event of the entire program, Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. They are 1-1. Triple H won
Unforgiven.
the
Normal match.
singles
Yeah.
match. Yep. Shawn Michaels won.
There was a lot of controversy with that match though, where Evolution were very much involved.
Yeah. Shawn won at Taboo Tuesday in the escape only steel cage match. And here we are. We're running it back. Triple H said that Shawn Michaels ran away. Shawn Michaels insisted those were literally the rules that were decided upon before the match. You knew when you also joined the match. But none of that matters tonight as they square off in a last man standing match. It's going to be a rough one, folks.
It could be the last time these two face off against each other. This, last man standing match is a big deal. One man has to prove some severe dominance over the other. This could settle it.
We've got 2 Survivor Series matchups. First of all, SmackDown, as you can see there, Team Angle versus Team Mysterio. So Kurt Angle beat John Cena for the United States Championship and proceeded to defend it in a triple threat match against Rey Mysterio and Booker T. In that match, both Rey and Kurt pinned Booker T at the exact same time, 1, 2, 3, which led Tori Wilson to strip both Kurt and technically Rey, even though he never held it, of the United States Championship. And since then, it has sat in a cane display case in her office. And her solution to this, she tries to figure out what to do with that U.S. Championship, is Team Angle versus Team Mysterio. So we've got Kurt Angle, Booker T, who was revealed to be Kurt's tag team partner on an episode of SmackDown. We've got
Doug Basham, Kid Cash.
Doug Basham, who was gifted to Kurt Angle by John Bradshaw Layfield. Kid Cash, who joined on because of somebody joining Team Mysterio. I'll get to that. And Chris Jericho, who was turned away by Rey Mysterio, cried about it, won the Cruiserweight Championship, and then joined Team Angle anyways. Team Mysterio, meanwhile, is, of course, Rey Mysterio, his good friend,
John Cena.
the most reliable man on SmackDown, John Cena.
The best man on SmackDown. The best of all of us, really.
Next up was Rob Van Dam, who had picked up a series of victories over A-Train, somebody
Kid
else.
Cash.
Kid Cash, most importantly, which is what led to Kid Cash joining on, because Kid Cash, and I quote, doesn't like losing, which I guess that's fair. We've got also on Team Mysterio, Funaki, who was interviewing the 3 members of the team, and RVD quite literally asked, can we keep him? And Ray saw little to no harm in letting this small reporter boy live his dreams. And finally, the go-home segment, the lights went out. It looked like it was 5-on-4, but when the lights came back on, The Undertaker was there with Team Mysterio. And we've got 5-on-5.
Oh, my.
Raw, however, not only has the Survivor Series match, but it has the stakes. As whoever wins has control over Raw. Will it be Team McMahon or Team McMahon? Wait, I feel like I should explain that better.
No, I don't think you need to. Okay, go on.
Team McMahon, Vince versus Team McMahon, Shane.
Shane McMahon?
I feel like that should be explained a little bit. So, Vince McMahon, after Taboo Tuesday, came out and told Paul Heyman it was his ass on the line. Paul Heyman, you're fired. But no, Paul came up with an idea. Survivor Series was coming up. You need matches to fill the Survivor Series. You want Survivor Series matches. So let Paul Heyman bring together a team. Let him bring together a group of superstars to fight for his job, to fight for his position as Raw General Manager. And if his team won, he'd keep his job. But if Vince's team won, he would be fired tonight. Also in that segment, Shane McMahon showed up and basically hijacked the entire build. It all of a sudden was Team McMahon, Shane, instead of Team Heyman. He immediately...
I think at some point it was
up
the Orton, McMahon, Heyman dynasty.
That it was. So on Team McMahon, Shane, of course we have Shane, World Heavyweight Champion Randy Orton, who was asked to join by Shane, given the out, of course, of not having to defend his championship tonight.
Also, if they win, Randy will become the GM of Raw for one night, and he can do to Triple H whatever he wants.
One night only. We have Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit, who were asked to join by Randy Orton, somebody they don't get along with, but I guess these two must have some pretty deep respect for Paul Heyman.
Also, Chris just likes winning matches, and this is the better team.
He's probably right, considering who's on the other team or who's not on the other team. We'll get to that. And the final member of Team Orton is Shelton Benjamin, who helped out the team in a big old brawl and was just like, yeah, all right, Shelton,
Get in here.
Get in here. Team McMahon, Vince, though, is led by the Animal Batista, who won a fatal 4-way, beating out Shawn Michaels, Eddie Guerrero, and Shelton Benjamin in order to become the leader of the team. He, of course, immediately added Ric Flair. They have since gained Jonathan Coachman.
Hell yeah.
And that's it. It's 3-on-5. 2-on-5, I guess, technically.
You know, for as much of a heel territory as we make Raw out to be, they really don't have any friends.
They really have no friends. And finally, there, the Women's Championship. Victoria's been on a warpath. We have seen it coming for weeks. We've asked about it. We've thought about it. Does Trish Stratus have what it takes to fight off the most dominant force we've seen in this women's division?
We'll find out tonight.
Well, we're going to find out. Yeah. We are in Quicken Loans Arena. Currently, at this point, it's still called the Gund Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Without further ado.
Mike Mizanin in the crowd.
Yes. Without further ado, Survivor Series 2004.
Well, there will be some further ado. There is a video package and a cold open.
What is this? Hold on. What is this?
Someone. Oh, that's. I'm glad we noticed that.
Yes. Fucking Funaki.
I think we can leave that. There's no fixing it.
Yeah, fuck it. Whatever. Funaki, just he's in a Survivor Series match. What do you want from him?
Funaki's penalty right, will be replaced by the bonuses we get from the stage and the B tier celebrity.
I like it. Let's do it.
Maybe Funaki is the B tier.
So Tori Wilson and Paul Heyman open. Welcome us to Survivor Series. All right, let's do the intro now.
We go through all of the feuds, the angles.
Oh no, Puddy! What have you done?
Okay, well, we should go change that.
Yeah.
So to clarify, I'll explain that while you go fix it. So JBL has recently acquired a title bearer, who is not Paul Bearer. It's actually young Jimmy Yang, a poor, underprivileged immigrant who we've never seen before, who JBL has decided to give a role in the cabinet, a minor, junior position, as the title bearer. Jimmy Yang now holds JBL's title while he's doing things. And yeah, we go over all of the storylines going into Survivor Series, and now Raw and SmackDown present WWE Survivor Series, sponsored by Xbox.
Xbox. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Jim Ross. Apparently, this is Hugo Savinovich's first time on the screen, which is great for him. Good job, Hugo. I guess you're here.
Very good.
We're here. We're ready to do it. We're kicking off with the Intercontinental Championship from Raw.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Good work, boys.
Good job, Christian.
Hey, Charlie did well in this match. Kind of.
Yeah, he did all right. He did okay. So Christian, thanks to Test, is able to once again defend his Intercontinental Championship. This fucking scumbag Christian can't win on his own. I hate it. I can't stand having a champion who can't win on his own.
Well, look, this was definitely. This was a screwy finish, and as long as Paul Heyman remains the general manager of Raw, I expect to see a rematch soon.
Especially considering that Shelton Benjamin, in theory, would be somewhat responsible for Paul Heyman retaining his job. You know what I mean? He's part of that Series team. I think the guys on that team will get some kind of incentive if they were to win.
Well, the problem with that line of thinking is maybe it'll be Shelton who gets the title shot.
I'm not sure if Shelton would do that to Charlie.
Maybe Shelton won't get a choice.
Oh my.
Oh my. More stakes added to tonight's Raw tag team match.
Even deeper. But yes, Christian is still your Intercontinental Champion. Ric Flair, he's panicked. He doesn't know what to do. Hunter, Team McMahon, Vince. only has 3 participants, and 2 of them are wrestlers.
You just hear Jonathan Coachman punching a punching bag in the back.
I need some help. Dave won't talk to me, quite literally. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's been mute all week. Hunter, I need your help. We need your help. And Triple H thinks for a minute and says, "Oh, I know just the guys. Oh, I know just the guys."
Oh my.
You can go ahead if you want with this one.
In an extremely short match, Edge defeated Orlando Jordan in 451 by pinfall with a spear. Orlando Jordan will be barred from ringside in tonight's WWE title match.
Very well said. You. I couldn't have said it better myself. JBL, now knowing that OJ is banned from ringside, goes to Kurt Angle and asks for him to return Doug Basham. Kurt Angle says, "Well, you've got Danny right there. Danny could help you." JBL stares Kurt Angle down and says, "I don't want no damn Danny's help."
Jimmy Yang is also in this segment.
Yeah. Yes, he's holding up the belt in the background.
Kurt glares at it enviously occasionally.
Maybe Doug does also.
Ooh, that Doug Basham face turning.
That's like, ooh.
Bram, bram, bram.
Puddy, you go ahead.
Lita is in the trainer's room recovering from the injury she sustained during the contract signing for Trish Victoria this week. Lita was there to provide moral support to Trish Stratus, but ended up getting beaten up by Victoria. Trish didn't really help. She's still receiving treatment for her injuries when she is joined by Nat Hart, fresh off of a workout, who says that she's hoping that Trish is going to get the job done tonight, but maybe if Lita wins the world title, then that's the impetus she needs to get back into the title hunt.
You gotta love it. You gotta love the dedication from Nat Hart. She's
a once-in-a-generation superstar. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. The hit woman.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better myself. Pain.
Hall of Pain.
Hall of Pain. So these two trade lariats for 3 minutes, 35 seconds. And then Mark Henry just goes, "Rah!" and just picks up Big Show, World's Strongest Slam, 1, 2, 3.
Mark Henry is starting to look like a title contender.
He's probably the biggest threat to JBL coming out of the show, unless something happens. Unless somebody proves really big in that Survivor Series match,
or Chavo Guerrero wins the title.
Yeah, that could definitely happen. Everybody, fucking Chavo. Jonathan Coachman hypes up Batista.
It's like, did you see that spinebuster Triple H did on Raw this week? You can do that too, Big Dave. Big Dave looks despondent.
Amazing.
We get the video package for the tag team match.
Yeah, is this it?
This is it.
All right. I guess we'll do the eliminations.
Sure, if you want to go through them all.
Sure, might as well. Fuck it. Give us some damn content.
We have a lot of content. Right. We read through all the storylines.
Wait, what are these guys doing?
Oh, here? Shit! They're ringside to watch the match.
What are these guys doing here? What are they doing here? This is weird and suspicious. This is kind of strange, isn't it?
So we have the 3 members of Team McMahon, Vince, in the ring. And the match is about to start, and everyone's really confused and surprised and shocked. And then, ladies, down comes Ric Flair's stepdad, offering to join his team. And Flair looks visibly mortified. He's like, "Dad, you're embarrassing me." This is my team with my friends. And then he points to ringside where the New Age Outlaws are taking off their jackets and they have Team Vince shirts on.
Oh my god, it's just shirts with like Vince McMahon's face like stretched
It's the one with
across
the
them.
glowing. Your instincts tell you should join this team.
Oh my god, they're definitely both shock turns. Oh well, whatever. I don't care, game. You can't tell me anything. And here we go. Survivor Series time.
Oh, we're finally starting the Survivor Series show.
We are finally starting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did Coach get? 54.
Hell yeah.
Actually didn't do that bad. Look, yeah, Coach. In a super match, Jonathan Coachman, Batista, and Flair, and the New Age Outlaws. What a shitty group.
We might have just killed some of these people, but that's okay.
That's okay. We'll deal with that tomorrow. So, what does the game have the order of elimination as? Road Dogg first. I could see that.
I think Jonathan Coachman is the first out.
Well, listen, the first 3 outs are Road Dogg, Coachman, Billy Gunn. So we're literally in the situation we wanted to be. It's 2 on 5.
Yeah, that's about right. And also, we definitely should have Coach get eliminated by Benoit.
Ooh, lock him in a crossface.
Have him like walk up to Benoit all cocky while Benoit's just staring at him, and you can kind of, maybe the camera can pan to Batista who's in awe at Chris Benoit. He's like, "Oh, he's so cool."
So up next we've got Shelton being eliminated.
I think we wanted Shelton to be the last eliminated.
Be the last, yeah. So Shelton's
actually,
gonna be
I like
last.
what the
so
game has done though.
I do.
Yeah, let's do that instead.
Okay, so we're gonna eliminate Shelton Benjamin next. Then, so we've got Batista and Flair against literally the entire team. Flair or something like that can put out Shelton. Maybe Batista can do it actually, since that was the original plan, anyways.
Sure.
Batista can like catch a dive of Shelton's or something like that.
Then Flair can knock out Shane.
Yeah, Shane can just get fucked up by Rick.
And then Rick is not getting eliminated.
Right. Yes, he's sticking around. Yeah. So he's not eliminated. But then Eddie walks out and suddenly it's Orton. Yeah. So Eddie basically just starts looking around and is like, you know what? I don't need this.
And he ushers to Chris Benoit. They're like, come on, Chris, let's get out of here. And then the crowd kind of react because if those two leave, it's 2 on 1 on the opposite direction now.
Orton's dead.
Yeah.
Orton's dead in the water.
And then Benoit's like, no, I have a match.
So Eddie leaves by himself and gets counted out, leaving us with 2 on 2. Batista and Flair versus Orton and Benoit.
So, SummerSlam main event opponents having to work together for the future of Raw. Paul Heyman's job on the line.
I don't think it's a shocker that they can't work together.
No. I think mainly it would be Orton. Like Benoit seems like Benoit's probably doing quite a bit of good work, and then like Orton tags himself in cockily and then just gets caught by Flair because Flair taught Orton all that Orton knows, but Flair didn't teach Orton all that Flair knows.
Ooh, Flair can hit a quick roll up for like the base like Ric Flair roll up,
and he just woos straight in like Orton's face while Val cheers on at ringside, and then Flair's like, "Go home, Dad."
Closing segment is basically just like 5 minutes of Benoit holding off both Batista and Flair before eventually succumbing to the odds.
Hell yeah.
And that's it.
It's over.
Batista and Ric Flair reign supreme. Meaning Paul Heyman, you're fired.
Oh my.
Should I just do the full thing,
sure.
Actually? Paul Heyman, yeah.
Leave the Mad Marines alone.
That's it for Paul.
I think we might have a match.
Thank you, good brother. Maybe it's a match. It's not. Puddy, go ahead.
So Josh is interviewing the Holly extended step family. At which point Jamie says something annoying. and Bob, of course, had enough of Jamie Noble. He's not.
Well, since we've seen very clearly, Bob Holly doesn't like people complaining.
Yeah.
He tried to fight Chris Jericho after he complained about not being on the show. Jamie Noble will complain that he randomly had to defend his Cruiserweight Championship with 0 notice.
He's not wrong.
Bob Holly just looks at him and is like, quit whining like a bitch.
Punches him in the face, at which point Molly's like, hold on, he's your cousin. And then Bob Holly's like, didn't stop you jumping on him, why should it stop me?
Josh Matthews sends us back ringside. So it's the SmackDown one? It is.
Yep. Hey!
It banged.
Much like the Raw one, the babyface team. Actually, never mind, I just saw Funaki. These are pretty well balanced.
Yeah. Funaki, Doug, Kid Cash, RVD, Booker, Jericho, Taker, Mysterio. Oh my god, Angle just like fucking goes superhuman, eliminates Taker and Mysterio.
So this one I think is more balanced than what they've got there. Probably Funaki first, then Cash, then Doug, then RVD, and then we have this big like 50-minute period where nobody's going out until finally like Booker T catches Taker somehow. Maybe there's some cheating involved, and then yeah, then the heels have an advantage, a numerical advantage, and they're making it count.
Beating up. Go ahead, you finish your thing.
I was just saying they're making it count. I don't know how they're making it count.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean? Maybe they're like, if somebody's in the corner or something like that, like Angle will like hold them there in the corner while Booker like hits a low kick or something like that. But eventually it will come back to haunt them as Jericho's out next, because Jericho's a fucking cocky piece of shit, and Ray was right. They get up 3-2, Team Angle does, and Jericho's ego starts to take the front seat. And that allows Cena enough fucking space to just pop up AA, or I guess FU, pop up FU his ass.
Maybe maybe just before that, Booker could be like getting the edge on Cena, and then Jericho cockily tags himself in, and Booker's like, "Oh hell no!" and then Jericho gets fucked.
Jericho can do like the 1 foot pin on Cena. Cena kicks out at 1. Booker yells something at Jericho. Jericho turns, looks at Booker. He's like, "Come on. I got this. Turns back around. F you. 1, 2, 3. It's 2-on-2. Are you going for it, Puddy?
Going for what?
The 1-on-2 game.
Oh, of course. I mean, Mysterio and Angle, their issues have been boiling over for months, and I think that with only 2 people left on each team, it's definitely going to be them that fight for this next little period. And in a 1-on-1 match, I think I know who's winning that one.
Kurt Angle puts out Rey Mysterio, catches him with a big, maybe Rey can go for like a crossbody or something like that. Kurt can he can catch him in the crossbody, toss him up onto his shoulders into an Angle slam. That sounds fucking base to
Hell
me.
Yeah.
And now we're 2-on-1. It's John Cena versus Kurt Angle and Booker T.
A main event in any arena.
And you know damn well who's coming out on top.
I like those odds.
Superman himself, bitch. Puts away Booker. Puts away Kurt Angle. Maybe we can lock Booker in an STFU just to get the
hell yeah,
get the art for the WrestleMania poster next
Actually,
year.
I think probably we can have. I know we initially put Angle to go out last, but I think it might be nicer just because there's less baggage there at the moment with Cena and Booker. I know they have a history, but like neither of them have been feuding for a while. It might be nice for the last like 3 minutes to be those two, and for Booker tapping out to be the last thing before Cena's music hits, which I think would be a good
sure.
one.
Yeah, I like that. And so your sole survivor is John Cena. Yeah.
Now we got another man who I think is looking like a possible title contender.
Yeah, that's if you're JBL, you're probably kind of afraid of this guy.
And let's not forget, he didn't perform the greatest in this match, but ever since SummerSlam, Taker's been trying to get his hands on that title, and I'm not convinced that JBL's been fending off that threat very well.
No, I mean, yeah, like, thing about it, I mean, Kurt had a pretty decent showing here. Booker, though, is the big surprise. He eliminated The Undertaker. Like, if you're JBL, right? You're thinking about Cena. You're thinking about Henry. You're thinking about Taker. You could even maybe be thinking about Booker in the very far back of your head. All of which you have to think of while still knowing you still have to defend your title tonight against Chavo Guerrero.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a rough time to be JBL, but I'm sure he'd take it over anything
And that
else.
title match is up next.
As here we go.
Nice.
Fuck yeah. They banged.
JBL with a 94.
JBL is gone.
JBL is actually gone for some reason.
I'll let you do this one, Puddy. I did the Survivor Series matches. You paint the picture.
Sure. So, JBL's working over Chavo. He's got that strength advantage. And every now and then we have these heat spots. Chavo, trips JBL, gets him off that vertical base. It's weird. I think this is probably the first time in the JBL title reign, even though he's got, he's a big guy, and even though he was facing Mysterio at the start, I think this is the first time JBL's actually bullying someone in a match. And Chavo does look a little bit meek for this sort of high-level title fight against a real heavyweight. And it starts to put that doubt in your mind that was the Battle Royal a fluke? Does he really deserve to be here? But Edge cheers him on. The crowd get behind him. And those big babyface comeback spots let you know that, yeah, this is Chavito Heat. This is a Guerrero. He's got title fight in his blood.
Heart of a warrior,
heart
baby.
Of a warrior. But there's another warrior lurking in the background. And that warrior...
A beat-down warrior. An old warrior.
An old gunslinger who can't quite do it on his own anymore. But he's more than willing to make a few deals. It's Dean Malenko, who interferes in the match, kicks Chavo in the face while the ref is down, looks at the crowd, looks at JBL, looks at Jimmy Yang, who's holding the belt. And then he pulls JBL on top of Chavo and leaves.
Great.
Old fecker.
He is an old fecker. Defense number 4 for John Bradshaw Layfield. And as Michael Cole continues to say, he can't keep getting away with this.
She ain't the lady to mess with.
Women's title.
Trish versus Vic. And new.
Yeah, did all right.
Yeah.
Not as good as the other Trish matches, but whatever. Had great heat, though, so that's what matters.
Good wrestling.
Yeah, Victoria. Trish cannot disrupt Victoria's offense. She's pretty much in control of this match the entire way. You know what I mean? Trish will every once in a while get a couple moves in, but Victoria just keeps on moving, keeps on pushing through. And she's now the women's champion.
One of the most dominant women's champions in quite some time. We have some generational talent in this division in Lita, Trish, and Hart. But I mean, Trish this year, I think, through the matches with those women, has proven that she's the better of the three. At least in this moment in time. And this wasn't that close. I would bet on Victoria winning this like 9 out of 10 times if you reran it. So, Victoria might reign for a long time. It's good to see such competitiveness in that division.
Speaking of competitiveness.
He thinks he's cute, but he knows he's sexy.
He fucking knows. As it's time.
They replay, with some very epic music, the long history of this feud.
It doesn't hurt me.
This is it. Triple H, I've said it was finished. This could have been over, Triple H, but you made this personal. And Triple H hitting the spine buster on him. And he's the crowd
on the stage
chanting to 10.
Jesus.
I will be the last man standing. Triple H.
Triple H makes his way to the ring. He's got Evolution with him.
He sends him back. He doesn't need him.
This is it. Whoever wins this, I think, is undisputedly the best man.
I think so. I don't think we need to talk too much about this match. You know what this match is. You've seen it a million times before. It's Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Wasn't as good as the cage match, though.
No.
It's okay.
Fuck you, Shawn Michaels.
Time to play the game. Oh.
Nice. Funaki wasn't much of a problem, I guess.
No, he was. I mean, he was. He stopped us from getting a perfect show.
I mean, I don't even see him on those notes.
I don't either. I just see our vast number of people who cannot view us.
Hey, do you hear about that there Survivor Series?
So Triple H and Shawn both got like fucking hundreds. So I kind of want to talk to them.
Eddie was really good in his match.
Okay, we'll go with Eddie then. And there's your speech. I guess that's it.
Oh, yeah. Goodbye.